Hi guys! We are doing another one palette look today, and it is the Too Faced Christmas in New York palette. This was their Sephora exclusive holiday palette last year in 2016. And the inside looks like this. I'm trying not to blind you with the reflective packaging as I do that. It's really nice, it's very neutral, it's very pretty. And I got this look out of it. I thought it was appropriate to pull it back out and play some more. Because I got this last year and we are going back into the holiday season and they're coming out with more of these types of palettes. So, you gotta reuse your palettes. And you know, I used it beyond holiday. I've worn it a couple times. I just don't pull it out very often because it's very neutral and it makes really pretty looks. I just need to use it more. So, if you want to see how I got this look, just keep watching. What is happening there? Okay, so look what we're playing with. I don't have a full plan. I kind of want to use sugared raisin and some cool tones, but we'll find out. We'll find out what's happening with my face once it goes on my face, because I don't know. I just really wanted to use it because it is now about a year old. I got that palette last year at the Sephora holiday preview sale, and I went to the Sephora holiday preview sale for this year yesterday. So I thought it would be cool to pull it back out. I've still used it now and again. Like all my palettes, it gets pulled out when I remember that I haven't used it in a while. And then I use it. But it just seemed fitting to do a one palette look with it and kind of do a little bit of a are you still using your holiday palettes? Because there's a bunch of hype around them and everybody gets so excited and they're such great presents. But how much do you really use them? I don't know how it is person to person, but I still use mine. I actually took that last year to New York for my cousin's wedding and wore it as the stuff I wore to her wedding. It was really fun. It had a lot of very good party. So I'm just going to set under my eyes with my RC No Color Powder. I don't remember having any fallout issues with this palette, but might as well. That's what I do every day. I have my foundation on and my eyeshadow primer you just saw me put on, so let's get into the palette. I want to start with this denser Morphe brush, and I want to put glaze on my crease to brow bone area. And again, I really wish they just popped a mirror in the top. Like, that would have been really helpful, because this is a really good travel palette. I did really like it for travel. But it's kind of hard to travel when you have to bring something else to do your makeup in. Because you're not always going to have access to the bathroom mirror or something like that. Especially if it's quite a few people getting ready in the same area for something. You have to share any of those sections that have mirrors. And not everybody wants to have it monopolized for however long it takes to do your face. Also, do you see my hair? Do you see how perfect my hair is? I'm really excited about that. So unreasonably excited. Okay, so I think I don't know. See, I'm tempted to do something using the blush on my eyes, but I might keep it safer and just use like Cake Batter and Chocoholic. So let's get started with Cake Batter. This guy right there. And put him in my crease. NYX Fluffy Brush, which this is actually a good palette for what I'm feeling today because I just toned my hair to get it this color. And my first thought was that a neutral look would look really cool. Kind of fun to see how I might look when I'm older. You know, add in some wrinkles, but yeah. Gray hair. And so I thought it would be really nice to do like a little classy, more neutral look. And this is a bit of a neutral palette. Mainly a neutral palette. It's got a touch of color with like mint chip being a teal and a huckleberry and some others, but it's overall a pretty neutral palette. Cake batter is one of my favorite colors out of it though. It's just a really nice, it's like a lighter version of whatchamacallit, salted caramel. I have just one hair being a dick. Okay, so from there, I want to use, I guess we'll use Chocoholic. It's this very cool toned, almost gray brown. Let's put that in here and start cooling everything down. Still very unreasonably tempted to pick up the blush and run it in my crease, but we're not doing that today, Ellen. We're adults. It's probably not looking any different on camera to you guys, but I promise it's doing something. Something very pretty. Alright, so after that, I want to go into Chocolate Soleil. I'm going to use the bronzer. Start adding some extra depth. Get that kind of deeper into the crease. That is one of the things I really liked about this as soon as I realized it, is that yes, there's a lot of neutral colors, but that means you can build one of these really nice gradient looks all out of the one palette. And I think it's pretty. Okay. I'll do a little more Chocolate Soleil. Just a little more. Okay. So I'm going to start on the lower lash line with my Lexi brush. And I think I'm just going to go straight into Chocoholic. That taupey, cool-toned, brownie shade. This is most likely going to end up as a very light look. I think I do want to run cake batter through it though. We'll tie the top and the bottom together. Yep, I like that. And then from there, I want to run Toffee Crunch and then probably Tootsie in my outer section. My next fluffy brush. Alright, and then let's go in with Tootsie. Super cute. Now the other big issue I hear people had with this palette was stuff not being pigmented enough, which it seems to show up on me, and that's fine. And some of the darker colors are more buildable than directly super intense, but my best realization on that was that this is, since it's holiday, it is generally, it's like packaged and presented as a gift. So they're expecting people to give this to other people. So they probably toned down the intensity of the pigmentation in order to make it easier to use. So that somebody who's, you know, newer to makeup might get this as a gift and not hate the brand because they used too many things too strongly and ended up with a look they didn't like. Which then ends up kind of backfiring because the people who are used to Too Faced quality from the full-size chocolate bars and stuff, they don't get it as pigmented as they're expecting, and then they don't like it because it's not pigmented. It's buildable. It's fine. Alright, so then I'm going to go in with this Pro Smoky Liner brush, and I'm going to hit Chocolate Soleil, and then Toffee Crunch, and then Tootsie on my lower lash line in different... I want to make a gradient from inside out to darker. That one. Varying levels of far into my eye. And you can be a little sloppier with this palette because the pigmentation is not as intense as other eyeshadows from them. It makes it a little bit more fun to play with because you don't have to be as crisp. So overall, I like mine. And it makes a very nice look, at least in my opinion. But if you're not into neutrals, yeah, this is a shitty palette for you. Blend, blend. Now the other main issue I saw people having with this palette is getting the shimmers to show up the way they wanted them to. I just put a sticky base under it. You can build them up. They're not, that is a big drawback. They're not as gorgeous as they could be. But I'm just going to use Giorgio Armani's I Am Brown Maestro in Platinum and put that on my lid and then put the other colors on top. And it works just fine for me. Gotta get my brushes. I seem to have lost my brushes. let's use this one. This pink Lottie London brush. So I'm going to pick up the Iron Brow Maestro and just place it on my lid where I'm going to want the shimmer. Sorry, I'm blocking you guys. Blend the edges a little bit. And then go in with my Ulta brush, and I'm going to put sugared raisin on my eyes. I touched two things with my hands that I didn't intend to. Then you can just press that on top, and you get a very nice opaque eyeshadow. The thing I really like about sugared raisin is it's basically like an icy lilac. So it's so pretty, and it's really nice. And at the time I didn't have any like icy lilac shades, so I was very excited about it. And then you go in and just blend the edges with whatever's left over on this brush. And you get a very nice look. And if you're trying to get more use out of your cream products, you get to use your cream products. So, if you're interested in the Too Faced Holiday formula, and if they keep it similar to last year, this is what you should be able to expect. Something that works with a little work. Or you could just buy somebody the full-sized whatever. These are very good beginner level palettes. And they do make really nice neutral holiday looks. So yeah, that's done. I don't know what I'm going to use in my inner corner. I'm going to take this Morphe M213. I'm going to pick up, yeah, let's just go with Inner Light. It's a highlighting shade. So it does have the strip on the side with the blush and the bronzer and the highlighter that I just use as eyeshadows. I'm just going to place Inner Light on my inner corner. Which this was one of my first experiments in highlighter, because I wasn't really using highlighters at the time, so I did play around with this as a face highlight, and it was a nice introduction. It's not my favorite face highlight, but now that I'm into more intensity, but it is a really nice soft glow. Alright, so that is basically the eyes done. I'm going to finish up the rest of my face, and I'll be back in a bit. Alright, so I finished up the rest of my face. This is the final look. I really like it. I feel very pretty. I am super into my hair, and I feel like this kind of fits it today in just like the chillin' at home grandma kind of look, but also pretty. Like, the other thing that made me really happy about this palette, this, by the way, this is what it is. It's the Christmas in New York palette from holiday last year. It's very good colors to make a pretty but neutral and nice look. Like, they're very soft, they're very romantic. You could take this if you're traveling back home to be with family and stuff like that and make multiple soft, pretty looks, but they're also kind of neutral. Like, if people don't like to wear as much color around their family or something, or if they don't want to be aggressive or waste as much time, you know, with more pigment and stuff, it works really well. And you do have these cute little pops at the bottom, which I do. I really like wearing this one with the blush blown out in the crease around it. It looks really pretty. But yeah, I like it. I really need to pick it up and use it more. And I like how my face turned out. So, hopefully you guys can do that. Is there any holiday that you're tempted by? Because I didn't actually pick up any holiday at the preview sale. I just redid some things that I needed to pick up. Because the holiday there was not the stuff that I was tempted by. It's not out yet, the stuff that I want. But, do you do that? Do you buy the holiday palettes? Do you just buy the regular stuff for people? Are you excited by holiday stuff? Like, what's going on? And if you recreate this look, if you have this palette, let me know and I'll go look at it and be excited because twinsies. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.